For most of us today, it feels quite challenging to open ourselves up to the unseen world. And the unseen world supports us in ways that the material world, the physical world, cannot. And all the longings that we have in our hearts, longings for love, for connection, for depth, for intimacy, for truth, come from the unseen, come from the depth of our being. And the depth of our being is not a visible one. It's the bottom of the ocean, is the truth of who we are. And there is where we can find resources that are not available for us in the material world. The more we stay caught in the material world, the more we will consume. It only goes like this. The superficial life will go for impermanent things. Consumerism is a disease of superficiality. The more we go in depth, the more we start to see, and not with our eyes, but with our inner one. With our inner eye, we start to awaken to dimensions and realities that exist and coexist inside ourselves. When we start to cooperate with the way of life, we get to gain wisdom of how things actually work. We are then available to hold duality and to become much more inclusive and much more understanding towards situations and life experiences and reactions of people. The unseen world is the one that leads, actually. And the unseen world has so much life inside. It is unmanifested energy. What we see is already manifested. And what we see is always old, is always the past, is the existence of a past desire, of a past manifestation. As we become more aware of the aliveness that resides inside, in the unseen world, we get to become conscious of creation. Consciousness of creation is when we bring intentionality into our attention. We direct our attention intentionally. All these elements reside inside of us, and they are not visible. They are not here in the manifested world, but they are part of the functions of our existence that help us to create the world that we want. And this transformation period that we go through during these times can have a meaning and can have a sense only if we bring the power back to ourselves, only if we bring awareness into the ways in which we create. To look outside can become very, very exhausting. To look inside can feel very scary. And we have to choose. What do we choose? But the eternity is only when we meet the depth of our own nature. Eternity is met when we go through the fear, when we go through the pain, when we go through all that is hidden inside until we reach the bottom of the ocean, the safe and solid ground on which everything can rest and flourish from. In the unseen world, there is so much support, there is so much abundance, there is so much honor and blissfulness, and also there is so much stillness. And with this stillness inside, You get to become aware where you are at the moment. And this becomes the compass in the unseen world. It is very scary because we don't have any directions for the unseen world. In the seen world, things are very simple. At the sign of stop, you stop, you give money to get something. Things are very transactional and they are very simple in this way. In the unseen world, we have no structure and we have no indication. It can feel very confusing. There, the ways of the mind are not the ones in charge. There, the ways of the body are in charge. The body is always in the present. And through the body, we can have a direction in the unseen world. It is through the body that we can open ourselves up to experience the depth. And when we know where we are, we can then find the depth of the solid ground where everything sprouts from, and we can become the ones that we are meant to be only when we go through the layers of our existence, when we meet this depth, when we meet this ground. And this is so important because we need to find the inner compass. The outer compass is not real, as you can recognize already. There is nothing stable that you can hold on to that comes from the material world. So we must find something that it is truly valuable and truly reliable. And that is your awareness of where you are right now.